discuss about question number 17 of Q17 Chemistry. The question is, in differential thermal analysis or DTA, which of these four options are correct? First option is the temperature difference between the sample and reference is measured as a function of temperature. B is the difference in heat flow into the reference and sample are measured as function of temperature. C, the change in mass of the sample is measured as function of temperature. And D is the glass transition is observed as sharp peak. Before discussing this question, let us talk about techniques which are used for exploring thermal properties of materials. There are three important techniques for this. First is thermogravimetric analysis or TGA. Second one is differential scanning calorimetry or DSC. And third one is differential thermal analysis or DTA. Now let's discuss in detail regarding all these three techniques. First one is TGA. In TGA or thermogravimetric analysis, change in weight is plotted against temperature. This is a typical TGA graph where weight is plotted against temperature. Here each of these dips in the graph shows the weight change. And TGA mainly explores the decomposition temperatures and ensuring a material performs adequately in a given temperature range or not. So this is all about TGA. Now let's discuss about DSC or differential scanning calorimetry. In contrast to TGA, here in DSC, heat flow versus sample temperature is plotted. This is a typical DSC graph where heat flow is plotted against temperature. DSC is widely used for examining polymeric materials to determine their thermal transitions, and there are mainly three important transition occurs in DSC graph, which is glass transition, then crystallization and melting temperature. These all three can be calculated using the DSC graph. Now let's talk about the last one, differential thermal analysis, which measures the heat differences between a reference and a sample of interest over a temperature range. And here, differential temperature or delta T is plotted against time or temperature. This is a typical DTA graph where the peaks pointed out above shows the exothermic reactions and which are below shows endothermic. So, using these three, let us discuss this particular question. In differential scanning and differential thermal analysis, which of these are correct? First option is the temperature difference between sample and reference are measured as a function of temperature. So, this will corresponds to DTA. And second one is difference in heat flow into the reference and sample are measured as function of temperature. So, this will be corresponding to DSC. Third one is the change in mass of the sample is measured as a function of temperature. As I already told, this will be corresponding to TGA. And the last one is glass transition is observed as sharp peak. Glass transition is included in DSC technique. So, this will be corresponding to DSC. So, the correct option is first one, A. In differential thermal analysis, the temperature difference between sample and reference are measured as function of temperature. So, the answer is A. For further information, you can go and check this particular NPTEL reference. Thank you.